Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tea's Talk Time. I'm your host, Teresa Smith, and today's episode will be dedicated to the release of my new book, Neighbor Needed Too, David's Song. Okay, everyone, as I said, today is very special to me because I have released my new book. In this story, the character David from Neighbor Needed, Only the Exceptional Need Apply continues his journey. I wanted to write this story because many of my readers from my first book felt like they wanted to know where David would go as a character and what would happen to him. Many of you expressed that you were concerned and felt a connection with David. And so that growing concern about the character David is what led me to want to continue his story in this book. And David, I think, is the type of guy that almost any lady would love to date, would love to sit down and have a talk with, or even just be friends with. But let's just say David is a catch, okay? That's the way I'm going to put it, because he is. Even from the first book, David is a catch. Also, some people were wondering how the community would fare with all the goings-ons that happened in the first book. They wondered how various characters and how that community might revive itself. The interest didn't stop just at David, though. Some people wanted to know, what would happen with Aunt Tabby or Aunt Tabitha. That was another reason why I decided to continue the sequel. And I feel like all of those questions will be answered in the new book. So I think it's worth your read. Not to pat myself on the shoulder, though. So this book not only examines love under the microscope in an urban environment, it also examines community ties. It also puts your relationship to your neighbors under a microscope. It also mirrors many of the communities that we live in. So I felt that those two themes tied together as they were in Neighbor Needed, Only the Exceptional Need Apply, I feel like they marry together very well because people do not exist in a vacuum. We live in environments, we live among people, we live among neighbors, and our interactions with our neighbors, families, and friends are very interesting to me. I don't know, how about to you? Let me know in the comments after this episode. So I think you'll get to know David and some of the other recurring characters more deeply in this book. Hopefully it will satisfy your expectations of how David's life would continue and who he would interact with, or where he would go, or what the community is like, and whether or not the community would grow. So those are the ideas that I explored, researched, and pondered, if you will, as I was writing the second book in this series. Now, you guys will be the reason why I continue to write this series, because there's so many other avenues that I could go down with various characters that appear in Neighbor Needed Two. I poured a lot of heart and thought and pieces of some of my own experiences, I would say, into this book. So I hope that you'll find it interesting and intriguing. And the main thing that I really wanted to emphasize during this particular episode is the fact that Neighbor Needed Two is now free on Amazon from February 2nd through February 6th, 2026. Neighbor Needed Two, David's song, is free on Amazon. So I think you should go and grab a copy right now. If you've been looking for a new clean romance read, or you just want to support my work, this is the perfect time to grab your copy. Simply search Neighbor Needed Two, David's song, on Amazon. And if you do read it, I'd love to know what you think. Leave a review online, send me a message, or drop a comment here and tell me, what do you love most in a clean romance story? And what did you love most about my book? So, thank you so much for spending this time with me on Tease Talk Time. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow romance reader. Until next time, keep reading, keep loving, and keep showing up for the stories that speak to your heart. Take good care, and I'll talk to you later.